Get up, you son of a bitch!
Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
What up, what up, what up? You already know this is Punch Drunk Accent, aka Mr. Shot himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Oh yeah, man. We're gonna keep on talking about this Bud Crawford and Canelo Álvarez situation. Yeah, we're gonna keep on talking about it. I know there's some more to talk about in the sport of boxing. You already know it's a world sport. You feel me? We got cars that's gonna be coming up. We got Kid Austin stepping back in the ring versus Tevin Farmer, former champion. That's gonna be a good step up for Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin. You already know I've been following Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin for a while. I know there's a lot of people in the community in the YTBC that's a little bit frustrated and disappointed in how things turned out leading up to the Shakur Stevenson fight. I like the way that they've been staying low. And hopefully, Kid Austin step inside the ring and do what he needs to do and do what he's destined to do. So, in the sport of boxing, once you fight and you overcome whatever the opponents in front of you, people gonna forget about what happened in the past. That's the beauty about the sport of boxing. The boxing don't give a damn if you hit a chick, if you convicted rapist, if you convicted nothing. They just want to see you in the ring. I'm being real. This is the beauty about the sport of boxing that people forget. People forget. You could look horrible in a fight, and then in your next fight, you look awesome, and that's it. You back in, and you back in the up and up. A lot of people rocking with you. You feel me? It's almost like remember when Jerome Bruce Ennis and his first fight with Karen, and everybody would say, "Oh, yo, Bruce Ennis is exposed," and then the next fight he knocked him down, and then the Stanionis, and now everybody be like, "Yo, no wonder Book Crawford ducked him." You feel me? Yeah, I remember when people was like, "Man, Chief from Lopez, man, look at him after the Sando Martin, man, questioning himself." And then he went out there and fought Josh Taylor. Hey, yo, man, this Chief from Lopez, nobody beat, yo. Nobody beat this CEO, yo. You feel me? It happens like that. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that. Jamel Charlo, right? Jamel Charlo with the first Brian Castano fight. Man, Jamel Charlo lost, man. Jamel Charlo lost. He ain't all that, man. He lost. And then the rematch, he knocks out Brian Castano. Hey, yo, man, put him on the pound for pound this show. Instead, that's the way it is in the sport of boxing, y'all. That's the way it is, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good, baby? Shout out to my son, graduated today. You know what I'm saying? Heading to college. I'm a very, very proud dad. Very, very proud day. One of the greatest days of my life today. Shout out to King, and shout out to the people, man, that also was congratulating in the comment section. I did put a short story of him getting his diploma. So yeah, man. Shout out to all the fathers, man. Fatherhood is prominent. You already know, man. And thanks for a beautiful son that reciprocate the parenthood and how I raised them and of course the help with his mother as well. So shout out to my son and shout out to all the parents that's doing their thing. Shout out to all the fathers that's doing their thing and molding and building their sons to be a better version of yourself and themselves. You know, good looking out, y'all. Good looking out, Douglas. Good looking out, Real Talk. Good looking out, Blanco in the building. What's good, man? Shout out to the members in the channel. What's good, Hunter of the Hunt? Hunter of the Hunt in the building. What's good, man? How's everything, Hunter of the Hunt? How's the working out, man? How you working out, man? You gonna compete any competition lately? Let me know, man. We gotta support you, man. Shout out to Hunter of the Hunt, man. Let the community know when you competing, man, so we could go, we could support you, man. Um, did y'all hear? I gotta go straight to it. Did y'all hear what Terence Bud Crawford said? Hey, yo, look. There's gonna be people out there that gonna be like, yo, Punch, you be hating on Bud. I don't be hating on Bud. Bud be hating on his own legacy. Yo, I ain't never even said. Yo, even when the people ask me, yo, what's the best win of Terence Crawford's resume? I'd be like, man, the best one is Earl Spence and probably Gamboa. This motherfucker, they didn't even say Earl Spence or Gamboa. This mother effer, Terence Crawford, shot himself in the foot so much in the past weeks. Let's not forget that several weeks ago he said that his best win is Earl Spence. He said that Earl Spence ain't even a Hall of Fame fighter. Thus, people looking at his resume, well, what I've been saying for years, what I've been saying for months, what I've been saying, y'all been living in La La Land because he beat Earl Spence. Y'all think that he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. Y'all think that Terence Crawford walk on water. I know y'all like to put that fight with Madrimov under the rug and act like that, like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? But it happened. He stepped into the 154-pound division as a 10-0 guy and ain't do nothing. As a matter of fact, he arguably lost that fight. He arguably lost that fight. I've been telling y'all, don't be a slave to the moment. And when I'm and look, when I'm talking about don't be a slave to the moment, I'm not talking about when you winning, also when you losing. Don't be a slave to the moment when you see a fighter struggle. Because, for example, don't be a slave to the moment to Jerome Bruce Ennis and Karen. But look what he did to Stanionis. Don't be a slave to the moment to Buck Crawford and Earl Spence. And then look how he looked like look how he looked versus Majamov. You feel me? Sponsor of the hunt. Solo 20 pesos with a $20 super chat. Good looking out, man. Appreciate you. God bless you, my brother. I'm still over here in Egypt, bro. Supposed to be home next month, but with this shit going in Tel Aviv, not sure if my flight will be affected. They already stopped mail. Ooh. It is what it is. I know what I signed up for. I signed up. Hopefully, man, that things get better. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't know in depth what's going on. I used to follow politics a lot, but before Punch Drunk Boxing, I had my website, like I told you once before. I had a website called uh uh, uh damn, what's it called? It was like the truth hurts ouch.com. That was my website, right? And I was talking politics. I wasn't even talking boxing. I was talking about how the community, as a matter of fact, I was talking about the fatherhood. I was talking about the system, how they, be playing with us as fathers, men, how society's trying to feminize the men, all that beef, all that stuff, right? And I was talking politics. I was always, a supporter of Donaldo Trump, Really, I'm not a supporter of people telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like, oh, you got to vote Democrat. When I got to vote Democrat, if I want to pick the Green Party or the Independent or Republican, why? Oh, if you vote Democrat, then you a coon. Or it's like almost like they want you to vote robotic, and I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started seeing other things. But anyway, I was just being very controversial and they was terminating me. I had like three Twitter accounts terminated. Facebook said I gotta erase and delete 72 posts that was conservative posts. You know what I'm saying? I had another TikTok channel when TikTok started and they already terminated me and stuff like that. Um, because they said that yeah, y'all don't want to know that that was a funny video though. I got terminated from TikTok, right? Let me tell you this quick. Hey yo, I got terminated from TikTok because when they was going with that, they was going around with these lady boys are really women and stuff like that, and they were like, you can't if a mujer con pinga says that she's a woman, that everybody gotta rephrase her, gotta call her a woman. Just respect her because she's doesn't feel like this is her. She doesn't feel like a man. That's not in her body. In her body, she feel like she's a woman. Y toda esa vaina, right? So I did a video with my son, and I said, well, my son is gonna be a tiger today. No, 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 no. Hey, my son is a tiger. And, and me and my son did a skit, right? And my son was doing like he was roaring. Come on, Simba, we're gonna go to school. You're gonna be in the lion today. All right, gonna be Mufasa. No, 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 because I feel like I feel like I'm a lion. You know what I'm saying? So I said, some wow. Yo, and they terminated me Yo, I didn't even curse. They terminated me for that. I said, no, my son is a lion now because that's how he feel like that's in his body. You don't feel human. We did a skit and they terminated the whole TikTok account for that. No, no, no playing around. Anyway, let's go to the back to the sport of boxing. Let me know in the chat what y'all feel about Book Crawford and his comments. Man, I think that Canelo Álvarez, man. Yo, I'm gonna say it like this: Terence Bud Crawford activated Cartelo. Y'all already know I'll be like Canelo Álvarez, aka Canelo, aka Cartelo, aka Cashnelo, aka Payday, aka get the F out of here, man. I love when Canelo Álvarez Cartelo. I love when Canelo Álvarez is kind of thing. I'm so happy that Canelo Álvarez know how to speak English. So when I learned just comfortable in speaking English, even though that it's not perfect, but I like it. It has a machismo. It has a mafioso type of like Canelo Álvarez when he speaks English, it's like Canelo Álvarez become the heel, but the heel that everybody likes. You know, like in the WWE, like when Stone Cold, he never turned good. It's just that people started liking the heel. He's like the heel, and I wouldn't even know that Canelo Alvarez will get the better of Buck Crawford in talking. Like he's saying your Uncle Turkey. Yo, if Canelo Alvarez starts saying that, hey, shut the fuck up, Buck Crawford. You be holding hands with Turkey. You a little fruity pig. yo, yo, yo. I think it'll go viral. It will go viral if Canelo Alvarez, if Buck Crawford, because remember that time when Canelo Alvarez was making fun of Turkey and holding hands. Remember that clip before he was started partnering up with Turkey. If Canelo Alvarez said, "Yo, shut the fuck up, bud. Please, nobody know who you. Nobody know your resume is shitty. Okay, you ain't for you saying something. You for Ricky Martin, Ricky Bum. He called Ricky Burns Ricky Bum. Y'all didn't even peep that. Hold on, check this out. Listen to Canelo Alvarez. He calls Ricky Burns Ricky Bum. Look at this. Hold on. Let me play the clip. Let me play the clip, folks. Let me play the clip. Hold on.
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Bones doesn't elite. I hope
But I'm talking about
your
elite.
uncle Turkey Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because he's gonna be the last.
He said Ricky, Ricky who? Ricky Bum. Hey, yo, that's the part that people didn't even catch. Yo, that's the part that people didn't even catch about the interview. That's when I really started laughing. And no lie, I was like, yo, to be honest, I was taking a power nap, right? I was taking a power nap. You know, when you're taking a power nap, you wake in the middle of your power nap, and you need to go take a leak. So I just, woke up, wanted to take a leak, and then you sometimes you check your phone, and then I seen the clip. I said, oh, that shit woke me up. That shit woke me up. I said, yo, I started laughing. Yo, Canelo roasting this dude. Ain't even that. Is that Bud Crawford and his dumb reply, bro? Yo, Bud Crawford, like you threw Canelo Alvarez alley oop, bro. You threw Canelo Alvarez an alley oop. Canelo Alvarez told you, just name me one elite fighter. This dummy says Victor Postal. Oh my God. And you know what? This is the reason why I don't feel sad. I don't feel bad that I've been speaking the truth. You guys, and I'm not saying you guys are people in the chat, but there's a lot of people in the in boxing. Even I had a conversation with Coach Red. You know what I'm saying? That he's the trainer. He helps train Buck Crawford as well. And these guys be thinking I'm a hater and stuff like that. No, I always tell them, Terrence Buck Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Fame, but Terrence Buck Crawford's resume is third tier Hall of Fame. His resume is not all that. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it honestly, logically, and objectively. The dude certified every argument I had about his resume. He needed to and what I and look, and a lot of people don't like me saying this because some of y'all don't like Teofimo Lopez. Y'all see that I'm a Teofimo Lopez guy, that he's my boy, and we course you and stuff like that. And because I say that, if Bud Crawford fights Teofimo Lopez, that will be the most accomplished fighter in Bud Crawford's resume. A lot of you motherfuckers will come into my channel saying, "Shut the f up, Punch. Yo, Bud will beat the crap out of Tio." Who cares if he beat the crap out of Tio? If he beats the crap out of Tio, put it this way, he'll be a prime fighter, and he would have beaten the most accomplished fighter in Bud Crawford's resume. And I was saying that. I was saying that for a whole year. And all you boxing, a lot of you boxing heads, a lot of you boxing channels, a lot of you boxing personnel was saying, "Shut the F up, Punch. You just saying that because Tio's your boy. You can say," and I'm saying, yo, my man, Teofimo Lopez is the 140-pound lineal champion, the best at 140 has to offer. And Bud Crawford is the 147-pound champion. That's a realistic going up one weight class and dare to be great. But no, everybody was shouting it down. And then I said also, hey, he could fight him and do it for the culture, right? Because there was a lot of black people in this community that was mad at Teofimo Lopez saying the racial undertones and stuff like that. What not better to have Bud Crawford shut him up, right? But no, 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 no. As a matter of fact, now it makes sense. See, if you really think about it, Turkey Al-Sheikh should have let Canelo Álvarez for Jake Paul. If Turkey Al-Sheikh put it this way, if Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to create the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, the biggest real fight in the sport of boxing, you know what? Can you imagine the lead up to Canelo Álvarez and Bud Crawford? Because right now, the lead up to the Canelo Álvarez fight, the lead up to Bud versus Canelo Álvarez is that Canelo Álvarez and Bud Crawford had the worst performance of their career in the elite level. You know what I'm saying? The William Score fight for Canelo Álvarez, in which it was really William Score that was running like a straight up bitch. And then you had Bud Crawford and his performance versus Majumov. We haven't seen Bud Crawford in a year. This is none of these guys have great momentum, especially Bud Crawford. He doesn't have great momentum, right? And a great mega fight needs to have momentum or something to sell, right? If you would have let Canelo Álvarez on Netflix fight Jake Paul after Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson, and Canelo Álvarez would have promoted this fight like, you don't disrespect fighters and legends. This is what you do to these guys that want to disrespect the legends. And boom, guess what would have happened? Savage in the building, Savage. Member. Good looking out, man. Appreciate you, my brother, for the support. Right? If Canelo would have fought Jake Paul in Cinco de Mayo, that shit would have sold out a stadium, bro. And guess what? Remember what Canelo Álvarez told the reporter when he said, if Bud Crawford want to fight me, let him fight Teofimo Lopez. Now, put it this way. Bud Crawford would have fought Teofimo Lopez. You already know they already had a build-up. Just beat this. I know there's going to be a lot of y'all that's going to disagree. I understand that we're still going to get the Canelo Álvarez versus Bud Crawford. I'm just telling y'all that it would have been a bigger buildup and it would have been a bigger profile fight if this would have occurred, right? If Bud Crawford would have fight Teofimo Lopez, and let's just say if Bud Crawford would have beaten Teofimo Lopez, y'all already know leading up to that fight, that would have been a crazy promo. It's few people that get Bud Crawford tight, right? But when Crawford is tight, it becomes a little bit entertaining in the promos, right? Just like the Jose Benavidez, right? When he was calling him burrito and all that stuff, right? Okay. Canelo would have beaten Jake Paul. It would have garnered more audience. That would have been on Netflix. It would have been for free. And then you would have Bud Crawford fighting Teofimo Lopez. Now, let's say that Bud Crawford would have beaten Teofimo Lopez. Then he would have done it for the culture. And then a lot of people would have known who Bud Crawford is, because I could tell in the press conference of Canelo Álvarez and Bud Crawford in my city, in the Jarvis Center, a lot of people was telling me that they didn't even know who Bud Crawford was, man. A lot of people in that event didn't know too much about Bud Crawford. They know Canelo, but they don't know too much about Bud Crawford. What's good, Truth? And Bud Crawford, you don't even have to. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, in this community, in the boxing community, you no longer have to debate about how mediocre Bud Crawford's legacy really is in terms of resume. It's mediocre. Compared to the legends that people want to compare Bud Crawford to, his resume is strictly mediocrity. Put it this way. Look at this picture right here. Check this out. This is, remember, Terence Crawford is a two-division undisputed world champion. But look how he became two-division undisputed world champion. Hold on, let me take this thing out of the way. Does this pop out? Bud Crawford became a two-division undisputed world champion with this? Does this surprise you? Is this greatness to y'all? Julius Ndongo, Victor Postal, Thomas Delorme, Jeff Horn, Earl Spence. Is this the guy that everybody want to compare to Sugar Ray Leonard, to Floyd Mayweather, to Oscar de la Hoya, to Roberto Duran, to Thomas Hearns? This is the guy that, yeah, I'm sorry, folks. This is not about hating. I'm just never going to put, look, as of right now, he hasn't fought Canelo Álvarez yet. He hasn't beaten Canelo Álvarez. How can I compare Bud Crawford to a guy like Sugar Ray Leonard that beat Durant, Hearns, and Hagler? How can I compare it to Oscar de la Hoya that Oscar de la Hoya beat Hector Camacho, Julio Cesar Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, Ike Forte, Fernando Vargas, Ricardo Mayorga coming off a win? How can I compare that? Arguably beating Tito Trinidad. Arguably beating Shane Mosley in the second fight because they had wars, right? I believe that Shane Mosley won the first fight. The second fight, I gave it to Oscar de la Hoya, but Shane Mosley won. But he didn't get demoralized until he faced Manny Pacquiao and Bernal Hopkins. And that was Oscar de la Hoya moving up to the middleweight division. Now, if you tell me who got better skills, who got better skill set, think about this. And this is when we know that weight classes is there for a reason. I believe that Thomas Hearns got a better skill set than Marvin Hagler. But guess what? He was moving up. Hagler is the bigger guy, so Hagler beat him. I believe that Oscar de la Hoya got a better skill set than Bernard Hopkins. But he's moving up to the middleweight division, and guess what happened? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, most of the time, weight class matters. And if we seen Bud Crawford fight Nadramov, he didn't fight Jamal Charlo, the undisputed 154-pounder. He didn't fight these guys. He didn't fight the elites. He struggled with a Nadramov. That should have opened everybody's eyes. But look at, let's be real. Bud Crawford is overrated, man. I'm sorry. Hate me all you want. Bud Crawford is overrated. Am I saying that he's not a great fighter? Am I saying that he's not a Hall of Famer? I'm just saying he's not the type of Hall of Fame to compare to Floyd, Oscar, Duran, Hearns, and Leonard. He's a Hall of Famer that you could compare to Timothy Bradley. Yeah, I said it. That's the level of Hall of Fame that Bud Crawford is in. He's in the Timothy Bradley lane. He's in the Andre Ward lane. He's not in the Mayweather, Oscar, Hearn, Duran, Hagler, Sugar Ray Robinson. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. He's not in the top tier Hall of Fame. He's a Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley Hall of Fame bracket. Am I? And let me know if I'm talking shit. Am I keeping it real? And I'm keeping them logically, objectively? Let me know, folks. Let me know if it makes sense. If y'all feel like this is greatness to y'all, because like listen to what I said earlier. I said that yes, Terence Crawford accomplishments is first tier Hall of Fame, first ballot, first tier Hall of Fame. But his resume still needs work. Still needs work. Because this right here is not greatness. This right here is not greatness. And Dongo, Victor Postal, Thomas DeLorme, Jeff Horner, Earl Spence, that's not greatness. I'm sorry, folks. That's not greatness. That's not greatness. That's not greatness compared to the great fighters in the Hall of Fame. Alexander Usyk, 2-division undisputed world champion. That shit is great. 3 undefeated champions in the cruiserweight division, and him doing it, you know what I'm saying, as the away dude. He's the real journeyman. And then moving up to the heavyweight division and beating 2 of the best heavyweights of this era, and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, and he's given up 30 to 50 pounds. And Max Kellerman had the nerves to say that Terence Crawford is number 1. Max Kellerman been smoking crack. No wonder ESPN fired him. Max Kellerman been smoking crack. Let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nobody taking Alexander Usyk number 1 spot for a long time. To take Alexander Usyk number 1 spot, you got to do something special. And maybe it's going to take Terence Crawford to knock out Canelo Álvarez. Not just beat Canelo. You're going to have to knock him out. Because as of right now, even Dimitri Bivol got a better resume than Terence Crawford. Dimitri Bivol got better names. I'm sorry, not the Canelo Álvarez. Dimitri Bivol got better names than Crawford. Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo, Beterbiev, and Sundo Ramirez. That right there itself, for me, is more impressive than anybody that Canelo that Crawford beat. Outside of the Earl Spence, but even with Earl Spence, layoff, another car accident in between, and that was Crawford's fault. Yeah, I said it. That was Crawford's fault. You know why? Because Crawford is the one that pulled out of the negotiation with Earl Spence first. And they were supposed to fight November 19th. And Crawford wanted to pull out of the negotiation to work with BOK Prime to get that $10 million for David Aberdeen. He's the one that pulled out of the negotiations. And guess what happened in December? Was it December or January? Earl Spence got in a car accident. Got in a car accident and still was drinking. Let's not forget that video that his girl did. Remember? Do you want to go to Dubai, baby? Well, he was cheating on me. Do you want to go to Dubai, baby? Y'all remember that video? So that means even after the second car accident, this man was still drinking, still getting drunk and stuff like that. His baby mama exposed him. Remember that video? Do you want to go to Dubai, baby? Do you want to go to Dubai, baby? He got in the building. What's good with the $5 super chat? What's good, my brother? I'm glad we finally get to see Bomac's weak-ass team humbled. And I feel like the first domino will be Shakur losing. Hey. Good night. Losing by quitting on the stool. Oh, I'm sorry. Shakur losing by quitting on the stool due to hands. Good looking out, E-Guy. Bud had trouble with Majumov. Facts. We're not lying over here, man. Bud Crawford exposed himself. We don't even got to expose Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford exposed himself, but what I like about what Bud Crawford said is that he gave my argument for all these months legitimacy. He certified everything I said about his legacy. Now even his team can't say I'm hating Bernie the boxer that he used to like. Yo, Bernie the boxer used to come to Punch One Boxing all the time. Shout out to Bernie the boxer. Just because I'm critical of Bud Crawford, but I'm the same what Bud Crawford is saying. But Crawford is even saying worse. Crawford the one that said Ricky Burns and Victor Postal. Me, I never even say Victor Postal and Ricky Burns. I never say that. I will say Earl Spence, at least say Sean. See, if I was Terence Crawford, I would have said I'd be Earl Spence and I'm the first man to stop Sean Porter. And you know what he could have said easily? And I retire both of these dudes. But this guy ran with the Ricky Byrne and the Victor Postal. What a loser. Canelo Álvarez had him so shook. He put him in the spot, and Bud didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know what to say, folks. Oh, he already knew what to say. Bud Crawford is overrated, man, and he legitimized that. And put it this way: several months ago, he the one that told the world that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Famer. So which Hall of Famer you ever be? So put it this way: his elite fighter is Ricky Burns, Ricky Bum, as Canelo Álvarez called him, and Victor Postal. And he says that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Famer. So who the fuck did Bud Crawford beat? Who the hell did Bud Crawford beat, folks?
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
You saw how Bud Crawford was like, hey, yo, it looked like that Canelo Álvarez made Bud Crawford shit on himself before answering that. That's why he got up. That's why he got up the couch, like trying to. It looked like Canelo Álvarez made Bud Crawford shit on himself. But look at this. This is Bud Crawford. This ain't even us. This is Bud. Same thing.
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite. I hope
But I'm talking about
your
elite.
uncle Turkey Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because he's gonna be the last.
He said Ricky Bumps. Yo, how did Bud Crawford just shot himself on the foot twice? Matter of fact, Bud Crawford shot himself in the foot 3 times, all in 1 month, saying that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Fame, then saying that he fought Ricky Burns and the elite fighter like Victor Postal. Hey, yo, Bud Crawford's career is smoke and mirrors, man. Bud Crawford's career is smoke and mirrors. And it's true. It's true what Canelo Álvarez said. Canelo Álvarez kept it real. Canelo Álvarez told him that the only reason you got this fight is because Turkey Al-Sheikh is putting up the money. It's because Turkey Al-Sheikh want that fight. And for how long I've been telling y'all this, folks? Nobody been asking for this fight. It's not about me hating on this fight. Nobody asked for this fight. Everybody knows it. You guys know it. The media knows it. The independent media knows it. They just don't want to keep it real with Turkey. It's because they want to get their media credential. Mike Coppinger ain't asking the real questions. Max Kellerman ain't keeping it real. Dana White ain't gonna keep it real. Nobody is keeping it real with Turkey Al-Sheikh because, as a matter of fact, Turkey Al-Sheikh is holding everybody's hands. Nobody want to keep it real with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Yo, Turkey, why you really want to see this fight? It's because Turkey Al-Sheikh, shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh because he's done a lot of great things in the sport of boxing thus far, right? Had a couple of hiccups here and there, but for the most part, he's done a good thing in the sport of boxing. But this is a dream fight, man. This is his wet dream fantasy fight. And I'm telling y'all, folks, but you know what Canelo Álvarez needs to do? See, the disrespect of Canelo Álvarez is because Canelo Álvarez really is not fighting to the level of his expectations versus guys that's not supposed to be on his level. See, I understand why people look at Canelo Álvarez and they see that he's declining, or they want to mind f themselves and say, I think that Bud Crawford got a chance. Shut the f up. You don't think that Bud Crawford got a chance. The thing is that you keep on overplaying it and breaking this fight down over and over and over again, over and over and over again, to the point where you're mind effing yourself and trying to find something in how Bud could potentially challenge or beat Canelo Álvarez. But let me be real, and nobody else is gonna say it here. I'm not gonna say nobody, but a lot of people ain't gonna keep it real. The only people that believe Bud Crawford is going to win, and I don't want to do it, but I gotta be real. Let's be real in this community. Y'all already know I break it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. The only people that's rooting for Bud Crawford versus Canelo, or the only people that believe that Canelo Álvarez is going to beat Canelo Álvarez, either you are a fanboy of Bud Crawford and a family member or a part of his team, or you a brother. It's because of race. You're going for the brother. That's it. And it's understandable. Everybody goes for their own. I understand it. If there was a Dominican fighter fighting a Ecuadorian fighter, and I don't got no horse in the race in terms of I wasn't too much of a fan of either, I will go for the Dominican fighter to beat him. Like a Mexican, the Mexican always will support their Mexican fighter. So I understand it, but that's the reason why people believe Bud Crawford is going to win. It's not with no legitimate breakdown that Bud Crawford is going to beat Canelo Álvarez and what we've seen, what Terence Bud Crawford done as of late. He's been active. He's older. He's moving up to the weight division up after after him went in the bed versus Mazurmov. What makes you think that Bud Crawford has a momentum to even challenge Canelo Álvarez? Nobody with the right mind could break that shit down. Nobody, no coaches. They lied to yourself. Even if there's coaches in the sport of boxing, they're just siding with Bud Crawford because he's a brother. And I've spoken to coaches. They're siding with Bud because he's a brother. He's a fellow black man. That's why they siding with Bud. It has nothing to do with the skill set. It has nothing to do with the skill set. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it honest. It has nothing to do with the skill set. He says, Turkey might want to hold your hand for an enemy. Am I saying that Bud Crawford is not? I'm saying that Bud Crawford is great. But Bud Crawford is overrated when he's compared to the other legendary fighters. Because in this era, I don't even think that Bud Crawford and his resume is up to par. Not with Canelo Álvarez, not with Alexander Usyk, not with Bivol, not with Tio. Hey, yo, to be honest, bro, Devin Haney has a high resume. I could compare Devin Haney resume to Bud Crawford. Yeah, I said it. Me pasaron. Yo, I even like David Benavidez' last fights. David Benavidez beat Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andre, Alexandre, and he beat David Morrell. I even like his run right now, David Benavidez' run. Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez beat Quadra, Rumberside. Rumberside that beat Juan Francisco Estrada and Chocolatito. Bam Rodriguez beat Quadras, and he stepped up, beat Rumberside, Sonny Edwards undefeated, and beat Juan Francisco Estrada and knocked him out with a body shot. And Juan Francisco Estrada was a pound-for-pound fighter. Bam Rodriguez, to me, his resume as of late is more impressive than Bud Crawford. Bam Rodriguez is more, to me, resume-wise, is more impressive than Bud Crawford as of late. To me. Let's argue. I could be arguably. Come on, let's look at this. He beat Earl Spence. He beat David Beneath. Wait, he barely beat Mazurmov, Earl Spence, Dave Avenesian, Sean Porter, that was saying that he was ready to retire already. Oh, Kell Brook that haven't been in the welterweight division 3 years prior to that. He was already campaigning and fighting in the 154-pound division. And put it this way, if anybody knows the career of Kell Brook, remember, he went to fight Triple G in a 160, came and drained himself to fight Earl Spence when his trainer and Eddie Hearn was saying he cannot make the weight at 147, but Kell Brook says that I'm not going to give up my belt, that to give it up, you got to beat me for me to give up the belt. His trainer, his nutritionist, his promoter did not want him to come back all the way back down to 147 after getting his eye cracked up by Triple G. And after Kell Brook, then after he got his other eye socket broken by Earl Spence, that's two eye socket broken. He goes up to 154 and fight, I believe, 2 to 3 fights. But it's been 3 years. And then you drain him back down to the 147-pound division. And then, oh, Bud Crawford beat him. Fuck out of here, man. I know what the fuck I'm watching. And guess what? What was the contract on the table before Bud Crawford chose to fight Kell Brook? Anybody in the chat? What was the offer on the table? There was an offer on the table for Bud Crawford to fight somebody, and he chose Kell Brook. What was the offer on the table? Oh, yeah. Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was on the table. Remember? Bob Arum in Barbershop Conversation said that Thurman representative wanted to negotiate. Bob Arum confirmed that. Nah, it wasn't a 10 million because Keith Thurman said it wasn't 10 million. He said that was a lie. Not once, twice. PBC wanted to make the deal with Bud Crawford. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Bud Crawford had an interview with Brian Custis, and then Keith Thurman had an interview with Brian Custis, and then he played it. He played what Bud Crawford said, and Keith Thurman said, now I want to fight Bud Crawford because he's talking shit. The next day, they send an offer, a term to fight with Keith Thurman. Conversation. Not once, twice. And remember, when the deal didn't get done, Keith Thurman did a live IG live, and he was going off on Bob Arum. Remember? They chose to fight Kell Brook. You know why? Remember the video of Bomac? Everybody in Bud Crawford's team always said that the most difficult fighter at welterweight division was Keith Thurman because his footwork and awkwardness. I ain't lying. Go check it out. Bomac picks Keith Thurman over Earl Spence. Go check it out for yourself if y'all think I'm lying. Who's more of a difficult fight? Who more of a difficult fight? Spence or Keith Thurman? Y'all remember that interview? Y'all want to look? Y'all don't remember that interview? Y'all want me to expose it already? Charles, do it. Guess so. They ain't been in mind, no. I am late. I haven't seen the presser. You haven't seen the presser? Nah, you got to see the presser. I'll be honest. The second one was good. I just ain't like them having dinner, playing footsies, feeding each other dessert. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. They had like a little footsie dinner. They was going to dinner and stuff like that. Yo, you haven't seen the presser, but going off of what you're saying, I'm all Bud had to say is I ain't no bitch. I never ran from nobody, never ducked nobody. I'm a boogeyman. Duckworth Crawford, Mexican monster. Bivol at 168. Also, Nelo never clearly beat a true challenger. Wow. Let's see. Let's break it down, Queso. Let's break it down, Queso. Hold on, let's play Queso song. Hold on. Better de lo mío, better de lo mío, better. La música de
He's rich. He is rich. He got his own money. I tell you, he's got his own money. I mean, the boy has got his own money.
Queso. Queso. Con jamón. Con jamón. Con lechuga. Y tomate. Con lechuga. Y tomate. DJ Camero, Alex Sensation, págame los música. Good looking now, Colodo. André, a comprar un tenis nuevo. Hey, yo, man, I bought a potato chip yesterday. I was about to give the deli dude 50 cents. He said the party mix. Y'all remember the party mix? The party mix potato chip? The one that used to cost 25 cents back in the days? He said, "Oh, this is $2.69." I said, "Diablo, mira cómo está la cosa ahora, eh." Yo, I used to buy this potato chip for 25 cents. This shit costs $2.69 plus tax. Damn, it's bad out here. It's bad out here. Let's break this thing down, though. Let's break down what Queso said. Shout out to Queso. Shout out to Queso. Queso said, all right, he goes, but going, all right, now let's go to the, I never ran from nobody, never ducked nobody. I'm a boogeyman, Bud Duckworth. Mexican monster. Bivol at 168. Also, Nelo never clearly beat a true challenger. Yo, did you see this? Did you see this, Queso? Hold on, let me put it right here, Queso. Queso, what you think about what Bud Crawford said? I want to know what Queso had to say about this. Hold on. Hey, yo, Queso, what you feel about how Canelo Álvarez, yo, smoked them in this?
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Bones, that's an elite. I hope
But I'm talking about
your
elite.
uncle Turkey Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last.
Yo, if anybody shot themselves, if you never seen nobody shot themselves in the foot, Crawford shot himself in the foot twice with 2 shotguns. Oh, that gotta be the most stupidest answer, bro. Yo, yo, Queso, and this is why I've been saying the things I've been saying about Bud Crawford. This is the reason why I've been saying what I've been saying about Bud Crawford. And people get mad at me. They think that I'm hating. I'm not hating. I just feel like this fight is an ultimate mismatch. I'm not saying that Bud Crawford is not great. I'm just saying that once compared to the other legendary fighter, when they like to say, well, Bud Crawford, yeah, I think that Bud Crawford could be Sugar Ray Leonard. I think that Bud Crawford is, yo, I had this debate. As a matter of fact, I had a debate with Mill City. What was it, a couple of months? Was it Mill City or who was it? Somebody on Mill City. No, it was somebody on Mill City. He said that Bud Crawford would have beaten Oscar de la Hoya in his prime. I said, mira este tigre. I think people forget about Oscar de la Hoya. I think they just worry. They be when they think about Oscar de la Hoya, they think about the lingerie. They forget about Oscar de la Hoya. I don't even know that. Yo, to be honest, at 135, Shane Mosley will beat Bud Crawford. Hey, yo, Bud Crawford ain't even a Shane Mosley. Bud Crawford is not even a Shane Mosley, in my opinion. Or maybe that's the level of Hall of Fame he is. Cancel said, he said, nah, I would have froze up too. That magnitude is kind of crazy fucking with Nelo. And yo, I think he can't mess with Nelo. And to be honest, I think Crawford ain't ready for Crawford is not ready for that level, I think he feels pressured. I think he feels pressured. He said, look how he got it, bro. He said, you don't think that Victor Postal is elite? He said, who Victor Postal? Who he? Yo, I know all the names. And you know why he didn't say Earl Spence, folks? You know why he didn't say Earl Spence? Because if he would have said Earl Spence, it would have made him look like he's a hypocrite, a contradicting motherfucker. Because he said several weeks ago, like I've been saying throughout the live, it was Bug Crawford that says that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Fame fighter. That's the reason why he couldn't turn around and say to Canelo Álvarez, Earl Spence. Because then Canelo would have been like, well, didn't you say the other day that Errol Ping, he's no Hall of Fame? So who the fuck do you be? Because I have Hall of Fame in my resume. Okay, I got Cotto, I got Mosley, I have a Triple G, I have a Corbin that's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, motherfucker. What are you talking about? Who the hell do you be?
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Bones doesn't elite. I hope
But I'm talking about
your
elite.
uncle Turkey Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because he's gonna be the last.
he said, he said Ricky Bong. He said Ricky Bong. He said, this is gonna be the last. This is gonna be the last payday, okay? The only reason you here is because of Turkey. The only reason I didn't want to fight you is stupid. You think I want to fight you? You have to be beating Jermaine Charlo and beating de Ego Balanga en Munguía y el otro huele feo, John Ryder. You from welterweight? What the fuck I'm gonna do with you? Huh? Yo, facts. That shit was gangster. I like Cartel. The last time we seen Canelo Álvarez beat Cartelo was with Kalen Plant. And what did he do to Kalen Plant? Cartelo is activated, ladies and gentlemen. Cartelo is activated. Cartelo is activated. Shout out to Coda. What's good, Coda? He said, bro, they were talking about his ops. Everyone besides Spence. He should have mentioned Spence. He should have mentioned Spence. Shout out to my brother. Shadow goes in the building. What's good, Shadow? What's good, Shadow? Yo, this shit was funny, bro. I think Canelo Álvarez is winning all of this. Even with the little shove, even with the little, even with the little, I think that Bud got pressure in the New York City press conference. He wanted to size up Canelo, and Canelo he didn't even try to shove him and still pushed him back. Yo, Canelo ain't even try. He still pushed him back. Still pushed him back. You know what it is that we are being subjected to really talk about this fight. $1 trillion says Spence, Gamboa, Sean Porter. That ain't greatness, bro. I'm sorry, man. If y'all think that this is how he became two division undisputed champion, I'm gonna put it up again. Y'all let me know if this is what y'all call greatness. If this is this when he be like, yo, I'm a two division undisputed world champion. Julius Indongo, Victor Postal, Thomas Delorme, Jeff Horn, and Earl Spence. That's how he became a two division undisputed world champion. Does that make sense? Yeah, I believe that if that's who y'all want to compare Sugar Ray Leonard to, all right, okay, all right. If that's the if that's your Oscar, then all right, okay, all right. Fernando Lopez said, "Thanks for breaking it down." Yeah, they say this what they say, but oh, yo, Buck Crawford, yo, the most skillful fighter in the yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people don't want to agree with this because they see the they 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 say they see the way that Bud beat Spence. But I also said this: as much as I believe the styles that Bud Crawford just have a style that was going to beat Earl Spence anyway. I still believe, and I've been saying I did videos about it. I said 3 to 2 years before they even fought, I said that Earl Spence should have moved up to the 154-pound division. I'm gonna tell you when. And matter of fact, I've been wanting Earl Spence because I follow. See, I always say this to y'all folks. I follow the amateurs. I'm not giving Earl Spence an excuse because he was still looking good at 147 when I wanted him to move up to the 154-pound division. If y'all recall, Earl Spence had a potential pay-per-view bout after Kell Brook. And what was the fight that was on the table? There was a 3-fight deal on the table for Earl to choose Spence, and he had a pay-per-view fight that he turned down. What was that fight? Let me see if I remember. Come on now. Come on, boxing heads in the chat. Let me know if I remember. Who's that fight? Who's that fight? Earl Spence should have moved up a long time ago. He should have moved up around the same time that Kell Brook moved up after Kell Brook lost to him. Coda said Keith Thurman. Nope. Sorry, Coda. Victor said Thurman. Nope. Who was he supposed to fight that was a negotiation? There was a deal on the table, 3-fight deal, 2-fight, and the third one as an option deal. Come on now. I'm about to say it. I know y'all probably trying to Google like crazy. Miguel Cotto. Earl Spence was supposed to fight Miguel Cotto after Kell Brook. Golden Boy Promotions gave him a 3-fight deal on the table, the third being an option, and Earl Spence declined. And that's why it was Saddam Ali took the fight, and then it was Saddam Ali versus Cotto. Now, put it this way: if look how Saddam Ali beat Cotto, if Earl Spence would have fought Cotto that night, instead of Mikey Garcia being his first pay-per-view event, because and everybody needs a legend, right? A lot of great fighters needed to beat the legend to move forward, right? For example, Mike Tyson needed to beat Larry Holmes. Oscar De La Hoya needed to beat Hector Camacho and Julio Cesar Chavez, Pernell Whitaker, right? That's just a tradition in the sport of boxing. You beat the next guy, right? You beat the legend. You know what I'm saying? If Earl Spence would have beaten Miguel Cotto at 154, his first pay-per-view event, Earl Spence would have been bigger than what he was. Meaning cachet. If he did 39,000 in attendance versus Ugas, if y'all thought that fight with Bud Crawford was big, y'all, I'm gonna tell you like this: Earl Spence would have been a way bigger star than what he became if he would have beat Miguel Cotto. If Saddam Ali beat Miguel Cotto, Earl Spence would have beat him that night. Cotto said he wasn't beating Cotto. I don't know about that, bro. Cotto ain't look like himself that night. I mean, look, it's the what if game, right? It's the what if game. But put it this way, I was doing videos about it. And I felt like Earl Spence should have moved up a long time ago because of follow the amateurs. Yo, just like I understand why Boots is moving up. I understand why Devin Haney had to move up and Ryan Garcia had to move up. Let's not forget that even Virgil Ortiz was campaigning as a super featherweight back then in the amateurs. All these guys moved up. Earl Spence was staying in his 14-year-old body till he hit the age of 32 years old, bro. 33 years old. Earl Spence was fighting welterweight at 14, 15 years old, man. And then when you give him a 17 months layoff, what you expect? Now, if Bud Crawford never would have pulled out in the negotiations, and look, I'm no Earl Spence fan. Everybody in this community know this. I came into this community debating Thurman and Spence. I'm not an Earl Spence fan whatsoever, but I respect Earl Spence to the fullest because if you look at Earl Spence's resume, shit is up to par, bro. And he was making my guy Keith Thurman look like a choir boy when he was around. Like he had no energy, and that shit used to get me mad as a Keith Thurman fan. When Earl Spence was around, Keith Thurman was a nice guy. I used to do videos. I said, "Nah, somebody kidnapped the real Keith Thurman." He was too humble around Spence. I came in this community talking about Earl Spence and Keith Thurman. I wasn't an Earl Spence fan, but I already knew that Earl Spence should have moved up a long time ago. It's not an excuse, but it's legit for somebody to say, you know what, Earl Spence stood too long at welterweight. And if he reigned the way that he reigned, I would have liked to see a rematch with Bud and Earl Spence at 154. I would have liked to see a rematch. Yes, I would have liked to see a rematch. I would have. In my opinion, I would have liked to see a rematch just because he never lost. I feel like a guy that's been a champion that long and lose his belt, even though that he got stopped, I would like to see a rematch. Because hey, look how Bud Crawford looked at 154. He ain't looked that special either. Bud Crawford ain't looked special at 154. Earl Spence won a bar knuckle tough man fight at 12 years old. Ah man, bro, Spence is tough. See, Spence has yo. Spence fights like a Mexican. Nah, look, people gonna get tight. People gonna get tight. No, Spence has a Mexican style fighting style, because he was brought up by a Mexican trainer, the same trainer that brought up Derek James, the same trainer that brought up Virgil Ortiz. He's the one that taught him how to fight. That's why. That's why Earl Spence was great fighting in the pocket. That's why Earl Spence know how to go to the body. He stay in the pocket, and he was a high body puncher, bro. He said, "Nah, it's true punch." If anybody know the history of Earl Spence from Texas, taught how to fight by a Mexican, the same guy that taught Virgil Ortiz. And if you look at Virgil Ortiz and Earl Spence as a southpaw and Virgil Ortiz, you can see that they can mirror each other. They have almost the same style. It's just that Virgil Ortiz is orthodox. Look at Earl Spence when he gets caught. He keeps on fighting you. Remember that fight with Emmanuel Lardy? And Earl Spence just keep on throwing punches. Even with Kell Brook. Kell Brook was winning in the first half of that fight. And Earl Spence just keep on punching. He just keeps on. Look at the fight with him and Sean Porter. Earl Spence is a real dog. I just think that he didn't have enough dog left at 147. I don't think so. I'm not trying to give an excuse out because I always had Bud beating Earl Spence. I didn't think it was going to be that easy, though. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to be that easy. Even though that I did say I did I did the prediction. I said that Book Crawford is going to beat him worse in the car accident. I'm gonna tell you like this, folks. I know it might be boring to y'all because y'all don't know them. If y'all get into following the amateurs, as of late, I haven't been watching. I've been watching a little bit of the nationals because back in the days they used to televise the nationals. They used to televise a lot of Golden Glove. They don't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now you really have to go out there to the events. But if you follow the amateurs, you will know who's really who. You will know when you see the rankings and you know who they are because you follow them in the amateurs, you will know who is who. Is the reason when I broke down the Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano, and everybody be like, yo, Jamel Charlo's gonna knock out Brian Castano. I'm talking about the first fight. I said, look, I'm saying like this. If Jamel Charlo doesn't overwhelm him, doesn't up his punch count, he's gonna have a tough outing. And I went to that fight, San Antonio. Look at my prediction. My prediction of the first fight with Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano. And it was a tough fight. You know why? Because we know that Brian Castano in the amateurs was beating guys like Earl Spence. Brian Castano, in my opinion, Brian Castano beat Patrick Teixeira. Brian Castano was the man in the amateurs. The thing is that people don't follow in-depth boxing like that. And then you'd be like, what the fuck is Jamel Charlo? How the did you almost lose to this guy? Like, this guy is a nobody. It's a difference between fighters. Okay, in the amateurs, you got to understand that these elite amateurs fight all over the world. They do tournaments versus Ukraine and Russia and all in the Caribbeans. They already been traveling around the world. You think that, I'm gonna give you an example. Javante Sam Davis, look at his skills and talent. You think that he gained all that skills and talent in the pros? Nah, man. Right now, all these guys in the pros, they just sharpening up their tools. They're not learning anything really. Uh, I'm gonna tell you this: Buck Crawford got better in the pros. If you look at Buck Crawford in the amateurs, in the pros, way better, way better. It's just few fighters that get better in the pros. They're fighting off their what they learn in the amateurs, just like Lomachenko. You think Alexander Usyk learned anything new? You think George Joyce learned anything new? You think that, nah, they fighting the same way. Go watch their amateur fights. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney in the amateurs, and then go watch their fight in the pros. Now, let me know the difference. Outside of the knockdowns, let me know the difference. They fought the same way. And that's the way that I broke it down. The difference was that there was no headgear, and it was for smaller gloves. Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia the same way he fought him in the amateurs. And that's why he was so confident going after Ryan Garcia that way, because he fought him just like that in the amateurs. Give me a second. I think Virgil Ortiz is better than Bud. Hey, yo, Ryan Garcia was beating Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. Ryan Garcia was beating Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. But let me see. Hey, yo, Turkey Al-Sheikh said that he's willing to work with Javante Tank Davis, and I see how people respect loyalty, right? You heard what Turkey Al-Sheikh did say today about Gervonta Tank Davis. He said, I even respect Gervonta Tank Davis even more because the way that he's loyal. See, that's dope. You know why? Because most of these guys bend the knee just for money. And he sees with Gervonta Tank Davis, if it is not with Al Heyman, I ain't doing business. But Turkey Al-Sheikh, see, let me say it like this. Powerful, narcissistic rich men. I'm not talking about great rich people. You know, there's a lot of great rich people that are humanitarian, help people around the world, fundraising, foundations, and stuff like that, and give back. Some people don't even want want people to know that they give back, right? Shout out to Cancel. um, right? But then there's other, narcissistic that they look at people, they look at them down because they're so up. But once you could turn down money, you know what I'm saying, like that, those powerful people look at certain people different, like, oh, you ain't willing to do this for this? Hmm. Damn, your loyalty is strong like that. This guy making boxing great again. Elon Musk sending rockets. What are you talking about? If Ryan put all boxing serious, yeah, Ryan would be good if he took it serious. Um, Let me see. What's the other shit that's going on in the sport of boxing? Um, Bill Haney calling out Brian Norman Jr. What y'all feel about that fight? I think that Turkey Al-Sheikh really is emphasizing that he don't like that running shit. And I think that the walls is closing in for any fighter that has that type of style that Turkey Al-Sheikh does not like. And I think that Bill Haney and Devin Haney is trying to secure a fight real quick before that money leaves the desk. Put it that way. I think that's why they desperate for Tifa Lopez to sign that contract because they feel like, all right, that's the only money on the table right now for that Turkey Al-Sheikh is willing to give us the type of money that we've been getting. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know the details of it, but you see, oh, they're calling out Brian Norman Jr. right now. And they just need that bag. Turkey Al-Sheikh, they're trying to get that date. They're trying to. And Bill's being a hustler. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, come on, man, calling everybody else out. Come on, Richards, Hitchens, come on, man, let's sign this deal. Come on, man, there's money on the table. There's money on the table. Teofimo's going to join Golden Boy, in my opinion. I mean, Teofimo Lopez can go anywhere. He still got to pay his promotional fee. I don't think the Top Rank is breaking his contract. He just got to pay promotional fee. And in the end of the day, I don't know how much good it is. You know, I think I think that of course, he wants control of his career, but if you still, it's almost, I think he's put it this way. It looks like he's in the baby mama, like, top, not baby mama. How you say it? It's like he's paying child support to Top Rank. He's not with Top Rank, but he's still got to pay child support. Basically, that's what it is. Basically, that's what it is. He's not all out the Top Rank business. Top Rank is letting him go ahead, do your business, go out there, do whatever you want to do. If you want to go to the zone, go to PBC, but you still got to give him my 20%. That's like if you break up with a chick and shit like that. I'm gonna take you to freaking court. You still gotta give me 10. You still gotta give me 17%. You still gotta give me child support, motherfucker. You still gotta give me child support. It looks like you can't even. It feels like you're still in a relationship because you're paying child support, right? Or alimony, right? So I don't know how good that is, because your manager is gonna take a percentage off. You're gonna be paying Top Rank a percentage, and they ain't even doing shit. I don't know. I don't know, because now I will make Top Rank do what they need to do. You know, I ain't just gonna give you my percentage. That's not power. That's mine effing myself thinking I could do it, and that's power. Let me go. They could giving your percentage away while you risking your life, mm, and they ain't gonna do nothing. I mean, I don't know the details of it. I mean, we just going see. I only could say was what he said in the surface. He said that he still got to give his percentage to his promoter. That's what he said. So he's still on the top rank, technically. He's still on the top rank, technically, right? Teofimo Lopez versus Brian Oman Jr. is a good fight. Yeah, I think it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Hey, yo, let me know who want the link. Who want the link? Who want to chop it up? Who want to chop it up about this about what's going on with Canelo Álvarez and Brooke Crawford? Let me know if y'all disagree, agree. Do you feel like Buff Crawford got a chance? Matter of fact, I'm gonna send the link. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send the link. See what y'all gotta say. Let me see what y'all gotta say. Also, what y'all feel about Edgar Berlanga versus Shiraz? Shakur Stevenson versus William Cepeda. Turkey Al-Sheikh is putting them under pressure. What y'all feel about the bonus? Is it good for boxing? Or y'all like the no running rule? Or both? Like implement the no running rule and the knockout bonus. What I feel about the bonus? I think that's good. That's good. That's good in the sport of boxing. Make guys try to hurt each other and shit like that. Some people like it, some people don't like. Oh my God, Turkey is not supposed to tell us how to fight. Turkey said, I hate the Tom and Jerry fights. I hate the Tom and Jerry fights. I don't want to see smashing on the face. I don't want to see blood. Yeah. Turkey putting mad pressure on Canelo and Bud. Yo, he said, I hate Tom and Jerry. He said, "I- no, I say this. I hate Tom and Jerry. I don't want to see Tom and Jerry anymore. I don't want to see. I don't want to see the smashing in their face. I don't want to see blood. He want to see a massacre. Yo, Turkey out Shay's, yo, he's frustrated. That's what it is. Turkey's frustrated. I'm giving all this motherfucking money. These motherfuckers are acting like bitches. This motherfuckers is taking advantage of me. I don't fucking like it. I don't like this bitch. Did you see how Devin Haney was running like a stupid bitch? I'm not gonna be paying $10 million for that. What the fuck? William Score, nobody even know who the fuck you was. You'll get $4 million in money you was never going to get in your life, and this is what you do. You run the marathon on my time. Tom's their call was real bad. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. And look, this is not getting it. This is not. We got to put her on William Store and Devin Haney. But the thing is, they effed up the bag for everybody, bro. Yo, everybody in boxing want to be mad at somebody. And right now, they got to be mad at William Score and Devin Haney because now Turkey Al-Sheikh is switching up. That's like when somebody is splurging on you, like a girl splurging on you, and then you still treat her like shit, and she cuts you off, and she cuts your phone off. Yo, what happened to the phone? Nah, motherfucker, you be talking to some other bitch. You don't give a fuck. You don't pick up the phone. You talking to some other bitch, and I check that shit. You don't even text me. You don't answer me. You don't even send me emojis and shit like that. You nigga, you get your phone, your own Metro PCS. Turkey Al-Sheikh is cutting the people's phones off now. They're going back to the negotiation table and say, yo, Turk, yeah, let me get, you know what I'm saying, 9 million, not millions. Oh, not even 9 millions. Huh? But you fucking running 9 million. Since you're so fun. Go run and give me the 9 million, motherfucker. Since you right to run, how about this? I would sponsor you for the New York City Marathon and you could run your 28, 26 miles. Don't waste my time. Go. If you win, then I would give you a boxing event. Win it. Yo, that would be so funny if Turkey actually say that to Devin Haney. Devin Haney goes to the office and stuff like that. Yo, Turk, what's another fight you got for me? You know, I did beat Jose Ramirez. You know, Turk, can you give me another fight? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get like 9, 10, 11, 15 mil. Or you're trying to abuse, huh? Do you think I'm your sugar daddy? That's what it is. Look at me, Devin. Do you think I'm your sugar daddy? That's what it is. You just want to take my money and run? Literally. Motherfuckers are taking his money and run. Literally. Turkey Al-Sheikh is getting bold now. He's getting bold. Go on. Go run track and field. Because you're not fighter. I come from the herd, the haggler. I don't want the smashing in the face. I want blood. I don't want the Mickey Walls. I want the Gotti. I don't want smash. I don't want blood. I want everything. I want fatality. And I want to see more comeback. Oh, shit. Nah, Turkey can't see. He can't, not like that, but we got to understand that. I told y'all for a while that the sweet science was meant to be exciting. The sweet science was never meant to be boring. The sweet science was always meant to be exciting. And I'm gonna give Devin Haney the benefit of the doubt. I believe that Devin Haney could, I'm not gonna say be an exciting fighter, because even one of my favorite fighters was Andre Ward. He wasn't an exciting fighter, right? He just did everything good. He didn't back down from nobody. If he needed to fight on the inside, he fought on the inside. If he needed to face he needed to fight on the outside, but he still engaged. You could get him into a dogfight. You could get Andre Ward into a dogfight. He will fight. If he needs to fight, he will fight. I think that I think that Times Square, and not only the Times Square, but the whole weekend was too overwhelming of the same thing. It was like it was contagious. It was contagious. And I think that Turkey Al-Sheikh noticed that. Canelo, you're not cutting the ring off. I know this bitch is running, but you didn't even try. You didn't even try. You fucking everybody's fucking up. I think he's giving so much money, these guys don't even want to fight. Look at Jed Anderson. Look at Perconi. I thought Deontay Wilder had a right hand. Now he doesn't even have a right hand. He has nothing. The only shit he has was a right hand. And now he don't have it. What the fuck am I working with? Most of the American fighters was spoiled by Turkey Al-Sheikh, and they didn't show up. They didn't show up. I mean, Shakur Stevenson had a stoppage, but it was a fight that it was not supposed to be. It was not supposed to be that opponent. Um, Kid Austin got sick, right? Team from Lopez did show up. He showed up. Devin Haney won, but he ain't show up. Ryan Garcia didn't show up. Rolly Romero didn't close the deal. You know what I'm saying? But that was the only highlight that was captured, right? Canelo Álvarez took the bag, you know, but he's not American. But I don't know. No, I don't know. Bill and AK Snippety Sniff Sniff. Good night, familia. True always. God bless everyone in Jesus' glorious name. Great Great show as always, manito. Gracias de lo mío. Gracias, man. Ward fought warriors like I did by any means necessary to win effectively. Yeah, I like I like Andre Ward. I like Andre Ward. He was one of my favorite fighters. But I also understood other fans. I understood Ward is another Khabib. Yeah. Shout out to John Jones, just retired. Shout out to John Jones. Shout out to John Jones. But yeah, we got some great events, man. Matias, yo, I'm gonna tell you like this: is Matias. You know, I noticed that as much as Puello, he's a champion, but people don't talk about him too much. I think that the 140-pound division would just look more attractive. Pause. With Matias being a champion. I don't know why, but it just seems like that. I think he has, if he beats Puello, after Puello beats Gary Antoine Russell, Puello beats Sandor Martin, right? Even though I believe that Sandor Martin did beat that, did win. If Matias beat Puello, then it'll be Matias, Gary Antoine Russell, Teofimo Lopez, and who the fuck is the other guy? We got Tio. I'm going brave there. We got Tio. We got Gary Antoine. We got Puello. Who else? WBC, Puello. WBO, IBF. I'm going brain dead right now. I'm going brain dead. Richardson Hitchens. Damn. Shit. Wow. Man, I've been up. I've been up all day. He said that the sound of Richardson Hitchens. Shit. Yeah, this is a good fight. This fight should happen right here. This fight should happen. Let me see if anything new. Let me see if anybody tweeted anything new. Hold on. Let me see if anybody tweeted anything new. Let me see if Buzz said anything or anybody. Let me see. Now you ain't know who we're gonna be performing in December. Now we know this week is gonna be Tevin Farmer, Kid Austin. Who y'all got, bro? Who y'all got? Tevin Farmer or Kid Austin? Kid Austin, man. I got my guy. I got my guy. He's still my guy. Kid Austin's still my guy. I got Kid Austin. But it's gonna be a good matchup. It's really gonna be a goodie. It's really gonna be a goodie. A great victory. Yo, didn't didn't it look odd though? To be honest, it was Canelo, Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know, man. For me, Bud hasn't done enough, man. I think that Bud would have gone to 154 and then beat Jamel Charlo and then move up to 160 and beat Alice Lara that retired Danny Garcia, and then he beat somebody that people thought that beat Canelo Álvarez, and he become a sixth division world champion. And then gradually goes to 168 and then fight Canelo. It would have looked better. Then he would have tied. Let me see. If he would have gone 154, right? go to 160, become a 5 division world champion, then 168 become a 6 division world champion, and tie Oscar De La Hoya. Then you go to 175, then that's time, but time turns. Kid Austin will win. And I got Kid Austin. And I got Jake Paul being Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I got Jake Paul winning. If Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. can lose to Anthony Silva, he'll lose to Jake Paul. But Charlo was necessary. But it's crazy people. They think that Bud Crawford beats Demetrius Andre and Jamal Charlo. There's crazy people in boxing right now. There's crazy people in the sport of boxing. This is the boogeyman right there at 140. That's the boogeyman right there.
Mention one elite fighter. Mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Bones doesn't elite. I hope
But
your
I'm talking
uncle
about elite.
Turkey Al-Sheikh pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last.
He said, "You're telling me that Victor Paul's not elite?" Bro, I know. It was bad. It was embarrassing, bro. It was totally embarrassing, man. Totally embarrassing. I wonder how they're gonna clean this one up. You already know there's gonna be some channels out there. They're already getting together. They're trying to come with a narrative. They're on some conference calls. All right, we gotta clean this one up. See, if I was Bud Crawford, I go back on my word and I say, yo, I did say this about Earl Spence, but I believe that Earl Spence is a future Hall of Fame in the welterweight division. If Timothy Bradley can make it to the Hall of Fame, Earl Spence can make it to the Hall of Fame as well. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why a lot of these fighters, especially in America, they downplay everybody. And that's why a lot of these guys don't get credit because they set the tone to devalue everything. Right? When we're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis fans will down everything that Shakur Stevenson has done, everything that Devin Haney has done, everything that Teofimo Lopez has done. The same thing for Devin Haney fans. They will down everything that Shakur Stevenson has done, anything that Tank has done, everything that Teo has done. If it's a Teo fan, they'll down everything that Devin Haney has done, that Tank has done, and stuff like that. So when they actually do fight each other and beat each other, whoever wins, you're not gonna get the ultimate credit. You gotta give respect to those opponents. By giving them respect to the opponents, guess what? You bring a respect to your legacy. And that's what's happening to Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford is downplaying. Bud Crawford is downplaying his legacy, and then he gets mad and says, "I don't get my just due." No, you don't get your just due because you'll be downplaying your own legacy. You open the way. You open the door for people to downplay your legacy. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, man, I'm gonna get something to eat. Probably get me an avocado sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Go see my peoples from Yemen. You know? Hope everybody having a good night. Once again, congratulations to my boy, my baby boy. Yeah, I want to check and support the little video I put out there. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the people that saying congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's one of the happiest days of my life and moments of my life. My baby boy graduated high school, heading to college. You know, um, it's been a wonderful ride thus far. Thank you, God, for giving me the strength, the opportunity to be to have that relation, to have that father and son relationship with my son has been the best father and son relationship. It's the best. It's the best. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. You know, you raise your child and they reciprocate it by them doing well. You know? And one thing I could tell y'all, man, is always communicate with your kids, man. Be there. You learn that while they're getting older, you start becoming a friend as well. Stay relevant in what they do. Stay relevant with the music. Be their best friend. Be the cool guy. Be the Superman. So when they come across anything that they feel that it looks cool, you cooler than that. Be attentive to what they doing, man. Take them out. Chill. You know? Give them wisdom, but hear them out as well. So you could understand their wisdom as well to see if they caught on. Because you can learn a lot of things from your kids as well. We all don't know it all, man. Um, yeah, we already know, man. So yeah, man. Love y'all, man. Peace out. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody, man. Que so. Hope your health is doing good, man. In Jesus' name, man. Hope that He's giving you the strength every day to wake up and you as healthy as you can be, my brother. My mind is always my prayer. You always in my prayer, brother. Um, and everybody, man. If anybody going through some problems, man, you don't got nobody to talk to, man. My email is punchunboxing@gmail. We could chop it up about anything. We got the time because I believe that us men, we need that brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? We don't got a lot of people go through a lot of things, man, and we don't got that outlet. You know, we don't got that outlet. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why men be down. We be down off stress. You know, so I just pray, man. Have God in your heart and love y'all, man. Peace out. Tomorrow we back at it, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Probably gonna be interviewing Yohanli Hernandez. I was supposed we was about to do something on about to interview him on Monday, but I told him my son had a graduation, so it would have been too late. But tomorrow is gonna be probably a Spanish interview. He's the boogeyman in the middleweight division. He be sparring with Canelo Álvarez. Um, he had a great outing in the Kalen Plant and Jamar Charlo card. So probably stay tuned tomorrow. Also, cop that book from Coach Larry Wade. You could get it on Amazon right now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put the book right here so y'all can see. Hold on. Shout out to Coach Larry Wade. He's one of the good guys in the sport of boxing, one of the realest ones. Every time I'm around in the arena or in a boxing fight, he always show me love, bro. Um, hold on, let me see if I got the picture here. So y'all could cop it. I think it's only what, $18, $14. Let me see if I took a picture of it. Damn, no, I don't got it on. Damn, I don't got it here, man. I'm gonna put it in my story though. Hey yo, guess what I was eating? Guess what I was eating earlier today? Mira esto, mira esto, mira esto. Look what I was eating earlier today. Hold on, check this out, folks. I'm gonna get y'all hungry right now. Watch this, watch this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my people. Ho! Look at this, look at this, look at this. I know you're gonna like this. I was eating this shit earlier today. Look at that, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's mac and cheese with some fish, collard greens, some hush puppies. Look at that. I know that tastes good, right? Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Check that out. That's what I was eating today. Yeah, that's what I was eating today. But yo, man, peace out, man, and follow the Nationals right now, man. USA Nationals out there in Vegas, and man, it was a great, man. The Americans, we got some good upcoming fighters coming up. Check them out, man, for real, man. A matter of fact, I'm probably gonna want to interview one of these guys. What's his name? I think it's Hunter. Matthew. Is it Matthew? They're calling him the new Andre Ward. I'm gonna get his information. Yo, love y'all. Peace out. God bless, and on to the next.